cares? Half the time people don't even remember who started the game. They remember who was in and made the big plays at the end, right? So I think that, that's my thought there. I think to your point, like, Mariano Rivera, right, for the Yankees. But single-handedly, I know, you got Jeter, you got everybody else, but he's single-handedly was their MVP back then. Because if you don't have a guy that can come in at that point of the game, right, and he'll go down as one of the greatest closers, if not the greatest closer of all time, what's more important of a role than that? Someone tell me, okay, right. A guy pitched really good for 7 innings. Cool. Now that the score is 0-0, but he can't pitch anymore. Who's coming in to close this thing out? Right? He just sat for the last 3.5 hours, right? Warmed up for 10, 15 minutes, and now the game is in his hands on the line. That's the greatest compliment you can get, is being Absolutely. That guy, right? That guy or girl, let me be that. You want to foul somebody at the end of the game? I want to be the person that's got ice in my veins who can come nail the free throws to lock this game up, right? So what I do with my kids too, historically, because we've played quarters, is win every quarter, right? So quarter one ends, let's just say the score's 10-8, us. Okay, we won that quarter. Now it's 0-0. Right? So a lot of times when I go into halftime, I don't care what the score is on there, it's 0-0. So, I try to preach that because, sometimes if you get too caught up it's like a book, right? You could, to your point about finishing the book, once you get the gist, what could you do? You could just go to the last chapter and figure out what's what, right? People want to skip ahead to the end, but the middle's where all the meat is, So it's how do you break that up so that you're focused just on the task at hand? And I think those games that you talked about before where, we should beat this team by 30. Those are the hardest games to coach because your kids already know that. They already feel that. And that drives me crazy because I'm like, don't come out and play like you're supposed to beat this team by 30, right? In other words, half the motions, we could play half speed and probably still win this game. Right. Okay. I don't want you to, because once you get into that complacency, right, it's hard to get back out of that. You can't just be up for the big games. You got to be up for every game.